Howdy y'all. So I have this wired USB keyboard that I use occasionally for testing out different machines. It does the job okay, but I would prefer if it wasn't wired. I got some of these USB-C with pinouts that I can use, so I'm gonna see if I can try to hook this thing up to the internals of this. I already unscrewed everything, so that makes it a lot easier. Looking here, we can see we have the USB cable coming in to the various different pins. You got data positive, data negative, ground, volt, and then SG, which is signal ground from what I can tell. I've never actually had to deal with a signal ground before. As you can see on this breakout board, you can see it has the same pins minus the signal ground. So I want to test a few things before I just hook this thing up and solder it and make a hole and everything, just to see if it'll be able to actually even talk to this thing over the data lines that are existing in it without signal ground. First, I want to see if the keyboard actually works, so I'm going to break out the no longer a Chromebook and hook it up to this. Yeah, this thing used to be a Lenovo Chromebook, but I put Linux Mint on it because I think this is a little bit more useful. Still not the biggest fan of Chromebooks, this thing is really underpowered, but at least for this purpose it's a little bit better. Okay, cool, that still works. Alright, I'm going to start by making a test board using one of these pins here and the breakout boards so I can hook things up and use this in the future just to test things with. I did okay. So that's how it makes contact with just some force. Well, normally I use red, green, black, and white in order to check all this stuff out, but I can't find red, so blue is just gonna be 5 volts. It does not like what I'm doing with these pins here. Get back in there, Data Plus. Come on. Okay, in theory that's hooked up correctly. Let me go grab the not a Chromebook. Alright, let's see what happens when I do this. Oh, that's not a good sign. Alright, let's try again. I have a feeling this data positive cable is not doing what it should be. Well, that initial test didn't work, but let's just try stripping it and going with it anyway, pretending that it did. Maybe the connection just wasn't good. Or I'm just about to ruin a perfectly good cable. Yerp. That looks awful. Well, don't need this anymore. It's a little jank, but if it works, I might just actually put some shrink wrap on it and leave it be with a little dongle, because I don't really feel like dremeling into this right now. Alright, here goes nothing. Oh, it works! Oh, yes! Excellent. Guess it just wasn't making good enough contact with some of those data pins, but yeah, no, now it's detachable. Now I need to decide what I want to do with it next. Let's see, let's start by just removing this from here so we can get a better idea of how the case looks, because I might end up actually just dremeling into this. If I dremel a little hole right here, I might be able to sand it down and place it like that. Let's give that a try. Alright, let's figure out where we need to dremel. Also, I have a mask on right now because while I have some microplastics in me, I don't need any macroplastics. Or at least any more microplastics. Getting close, but could use a little bit more. Let's just get rid of this entire peg. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now we should be good to reassemble this thing. Alright. Doesn't look like it wants to clip completely here, but that's fine. Alright, now let's see if this thing actually works. Oh, I see the problem. So, these work, but I think I didn't put the thing on it properly. Yeah, that would help if it's actually making contact with the thing. Hopefully I didn't just break all the ribbons when I did that. Oh, yes! It's working! And all of the keys work too. Great, so now I have a USB-C keyboard. Oh, that's not looking too great. I might need to glue this down, but hey, now I have a USB keyboard that I can take around, unplug, and I don't have to deal with this annoying, stupid cable anymore. Later, y'all.